Wick here at Hook 'em Fair Garage. We're working on an 8BA distributor today. This came out of the 36 Ford race car and found quite a few things wrong with the distributor. Don't assume when it'll start and run that it will run right. This motor did have a little lag in it. To get to this point on the distributor, pulling it apart, you have to pull this gear and then pull the shaft. Okay, all these little grooves on the shaft, they're oil grooves. That's when the oil drips in, and as it turns, it runs it down the shaft. Okay, to pull this, you have to flat file the roll pin that's on it, and it'll be come through each side. Then you take and you tap it, preferably using a little punch. Chuck your hole works up in the vise, and it should come out. If there's any difficulty, drill an 1/8" hole through the roll pin, part of the way. Go to the other side, part of the way. Then do not support the gears on your vise or hitting your surface. Take that punch, put it in the hole, tap it, pin will come out. Then you have to turn it upside down, distribute upside down, and drive it out. Now notice, there is a mark on the distributor, a line for lining up gear. There's the gear, there's the mark on it. When you put it all back together and run this shaft through the distributor, put this washer on, put the gear on, put your roll pin in, tap it in, smash the ends. Okay, some of the things I found in the distributor were wrong. The vacuum advance line, it was plugged up. Shot some carburetor cleaner down in there, worked a little wire through, hit it with the air hose. She's free and clean. This had been cut off and really pinched bad, so I opened the hole back up. That's going to help. This distributor has a ground wire, and this is the ground wire that was in it the way somebody had taped it up, and it's a bare wire. The ground wire hooks to that screw right there. Let's see, let's do a little pointer deal. That screw right there is where the ground wire. Now I replaced the ground wire. Ground wire comes up, and believe it or not, the darn thing grounds to the basic points right there. Darnest thing I ever seen. Anyway, now you got your T-post, they call it. The T-post is where the wire comes in. You power into the distributor right there, and that goes to right here on the points. All right, notice, do these pins look bent? They are. Is this a race car, old-time race car trick? I do not know. All right, also while I'm right here at it, your oiler right here, make sure it's open. I went to clean it out, it stopped. I put a paper towel under the shaft, kept working it, spraying it, and then finally I started getting carburetor cleaner out through here. So now that's oiled. That's critical. You got to have oil to this. Anyway, notice the pins are bent. Here we go. Now, this is going to go on there just like that. Your springs are going to hook up onto your pins. Now, in just you're going to start it up position, this is where it's at. Now, the pins are bent. So is this putting more pressure on the springs, increasing the pressure? Is this so when you back off the gas that the vacuum advance closes right away? Who knows? If these pins weren't bent, the vacuum advance would be sitting about right here. So this is something I'm going to have to research into to find out, is this a real deal here? Anyway, that's pretty much it. I made a new hot wire. The one that was on here, I touched it and it broke. Now this is a running motor. This is the car I was going to put on the street. I've already driven it on the street like the distributor was, but now it's going to be a lot nicer. So anyway, Oil everything up when you put it back together. Set the points at 15, 16 degree gap. Got new plugs in. They're gapped at 30. And we're going to put the timing at 2 degrees advance, and we're going to go from there.